Poor Rudi. He needs this. Just get it over with, says Beck. His mind is always working at about twice the speed as the rest of our minds, so it's like he's already been to the end of the conversation and back and is impatient for the rest of us to catch up. Right, so this guy's bawling, this one's trying to figure out a 7-letter word from Mommy Please Come Get Me Now, and I'm collecting Viet Cong kills like they're baseball cards. Yeah, Rudi says, his voice rising up there in I believe it land. Rudi thinks every story is a real story. Oh yeah, Ivan says, looking up at the sky, half believing it himself. What about me? Rudi asks anxiously. Me? Ivan's still admiring his bravery and cunning on that cinema screen he's seeing in the sky. He likes what he sees, smiles at what he sees. Then he looks down into Rudi's waiting face with its giant trusting eyes and puffy mouth pulled tight with nerves. Even Ivan can't do it. Even Ivan, who has never been much for feelings, his or anybody else's, can't let Rudi get in the line of fire. No dream heroics for Rudi. You aren't there, Rud, Ivan says. You're back at the base, cooking Swedish meatballs over flat noodles for us to have when we get back. Nobody's shooting at you, and you're not shooting at anybody else. No shooty Rudi, Beck chips in. Now there is very obvious pleasure on Rudi's face. I could definitely do that, Rudi says. Swedish meatballs. Man, I love Swedish meatballs. Then he turns to me, snappy. How come you never tell the story like that, Morris? All three of them stare at me now. Rudi's big, trusting eyes dominate. Because it's a lie, Rudi man, I say sadly, rightly. It's a lie. It's a lie. Because my dream is a crystal-clear vision of torn flesh and burned flesh, and the end of everything we know, all dying there in the scorching jungle of Vietnam. 4 great friends, one mighty beast of a friendship, shredded to bits. It's my dream, and I've had it pretty much the same way at least 50 times. I'm the guy who wakes up sweating as if my actual body has taken me to that jungle while I slept. So maybe my body already knows. All 4 of us die every single time. Sometimes it's in a different order. Sometimes we all die at once. Sometimes it's a wall of fire and sometimes a hail of bullets. Sometimes a stabbing. Sometimes an explosion. Or a drowning. But always we die. Every time. And it's my fault. Every time. Because I let it happen. Which is why I can't let it happen. Which is why we have the pledge. Chapter 2. I Pledge Allegiance. We have a pact for everything. I suppose it was me who got it started. We all go along once a pact makes sense, and a pact makes sense every time something bigger than us comes along and looks like enough of a threat that we need to band together. It's our response to every scary or confusing or just plain overwhelming force that seems capable of destroying the 4-man fortress that we've built. Evelyn Delval was such a force. We were in 6th grade. We were 11 going on 12, except for Rudi, who was 12 going on 13, going on 7. Evelyn was always there in the same school with us, from 1st grade. She was a good kid, as girls go. Not a close friend to any of us, but not a whole load of trouble either, as girls go. Then suddenly, she was a whole load of trouble. I can't stop thinking about her, Beck said, staring like a dolt across the schoolyard. Our class was playing foot hockey with a sponge ball, and Beck was our goalie. He had just let something like his 8th goal roll by, between the 2 balled-up coats that were the goalposts. One of the coats was mine, and it was just before Christmas break. I was cold. Well, you better stop thinking about her, Ivan said, walking right up and giving Beck a flat smack to the forehead with the heel of his hand. Beck appeared like he didn't even notice. Beck, man, I said, I didn't give up my warm coat for this. Get your head in the game. Normally, he was an unbeatable goalie, and worst of all was that we were playing against the 7th graders. Even though they were older and mostly bigger,